Hey everyone, so it's the end of another month and time for another monthly favorites video. The month of November was somewhat hectic for me. As I mentioned in a previous video, my sister was quite sick at the beginning of the month with pneumonia, so I was home helping to kind of take care of her. I wasn't feeling that well. We had a major snowstorm. It just hasn't been the best month, but I'm really looking forward to the month of December. My family just booked a 10-day vacation in Florida, so I'm so excited for that. I'm already sick of the snow and it just started. I didn't really want to do the traditional white Christmas this year. I just want to be laying by a pool, nice and warm. Who cares about the whole gift exchange thing? Just get away from it all. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. Even though it was kind of a crazy month that I didn't get out as much as usual, I still managed to accumulate a lot of favorites. So I will get into that and show you what I've been loving this past month. So the first couple of things you might have seen in my recent haul video. As I mentioned in that video, I've been having a lot of trouble with under eye dryness. I've always had really dark circles, but I found that in the last month, every time I was putting on concealer under there, it was just looking cakey and gross and just, I hate that look. So I found a few products that have really helped with that. The first is by Origins and it's their GinZing under eye cream. It's this really nice light cream. It has sort of a pinky peach tone to it and it has a brightening effect. So you kind of put it on, it's supposed to kind of have a brightening effect to kind of help, I guess, brighten the area. That's what a brightening effect would do. I really like it. It's nice and light but still really hydrating. It preps the area nicely for the other two products that I'm about to show you. I don't know, I just really like it. I would say if you have super dry under eyes, I probably wouldn't recommend this as a night treatment. I would find something else that's really gonna hydrate while you're sleeping. But for a nice day hydrator that's gonna kind of help the concealer go on smoothly and last throughout the day, I would definitely recommend that. The next product was actually a recommendation from my friend Andy after I told her that I was having a lot of issues with my under eyes, and it's the Smashbox Photo Finish Hydrating Under Eye Primer. And so this is kind of like a moisturizer because it is really hydrating, but it's also like an eye primer. So think of kind of, you know, an eyeshadow primer keeping things on. This is an under eye primer, kind of prepping the area, smoothing out fine lines, all that good stuff before you put on your concealer. I've really found a difference, like I said, with all three products combined, so I definitely recommend this if you were having similar issues. And the last product in that sort of trio is from Dior, and it's the Diorskin Nude Concealer. It's the hydrating concealer. As I mentioned in my haul video, I really like this for the under eye area. I don't find it cakes. It has really good coverage, but I've also really been liking it, and I keep saying really, I also really have been liking it for all of my acne spots. I had a nice hormonal breakout towards the beginning of the month and find that this has really good coverage. So the next product is one that everybody has been raving about. I actually recently did a review on this on my blog, which I'll link below, and it is the Hourglass Cosmetics Ambient Lighting Palette. I've really been loving this. I find that it definitely gives the face a really nice glow. There's 3 different powders in it, and I find that I use all 3 powders for different things and they all work nicely. So the first one here is Dim Light, and I really like to use this just as a traditional highlighter, center of my nose, upper cheekbones. It just gives a really soft kind of lit from within glow. The next one is in the middle and it's Incandescent Light, and I've been using this to kind of set my under eye concealer. So the 3 things I showed you, I put those on, and then I like to set it with this because it's a nice setting powder, but it also adds a lot of brightness to the area. And the last one here is in Radiant Light, and it has sort of a warm, I want to say slightly orange, although it doesn't look too orange on the face, tone to it, and I've been putting it kind of under my cheekbones, not as a contour palette, or powder, but I find it just really kind of warms up the skin, warms up my face. So yeah, this is definitely highly recommended. It is super expensive, but it's actually a great deal considering how much the individual powders are, and I think it's one of those things that if you pick up, you're definitely gonna love it. Eye products were a bit of a surprise for me this month. I've really been loving the 2 eyeshadow palettes from the new Dior Golden Winter collection. The first one here is in 644 Golden Snow. It has a really nice sort of purpley taupe shade to it. It has a nice smoky charcoal. It has a really light peachy shade, and then these two shades here are what are a surprise that I really like them because they are packed full of shimmer and glitter. This one's a really nice glittery icy white, and this one is a glittery gold. Now, I am not much of a glitter person, except for some reason this month I have absolutely been loving glitter on the eyes. Even if I'm not using the two Dior palettes that I'm showing you, I still will go into them and pick out one of the glittery shades to kind of put on the center of the lid because I just love the way it looks. I don't know if it's kind of we're getting towards holiday time, I'm looking for something a little bit different, but surprisingly I'm a glitter freak at the moment. The second palette from that collection is in number 634 and it's called Golden Flower. This is a little bit more neutral. It still has that sort of glitter shade in the center, which is a nice beigey champagne, but the colors here aren't quite as glittery. There's a nice sort of bronze color. It's hard to see, but I do have that on the sort of center of my lid. A nice deep sort of shimmering chocolate. I have that on my outer V. There's a nice pinky peach and a creamy sort of beige. These shadows are so soft and they're so pigmented. I have never been a huge Dior eyeshadow palette fan. I just found that they didn't quite live up to the quality that I thought Dior shadows should be. They weren't as pigmented, they weren't as easy to work with as I thought, but these two are amazing. If you've always wanted to try something from Dior, I would pick one of these up for sure. Trust me, you won't be disappointed and you'll probably become a Dior addict like I am. I find once you buy your first Dior thing, you can't stop. For lips, I have one product that I've been loving, and it's one of the new Maybelline Color Elixir glosses, and this is in the shade Raspberry Rhapsody. I'd heard a lot of mixed reviews about these. There were some people who were saying they were amazing, and then there were some people who were saying, you know, they weren't that great, they didn't like the texture, they felt sticky, and so I kind of wasn't expecting to love it when I first picked it up. But I have to tell you, they are insane. They are so buttery, smooth, moisturizing. I find with most lip gloss or lipstick I use throughout the day, kind of halfway through the day, my lips just start to feel like crap. I have to wipe it off and just put on a lip balm. I don't find that with these. They have a really nice sort of shimmery finish, or sorry, shiny kind of high gloss finish to them. I am wearing another shade today. I'm not sure. I'll put that down below what shade this is in. I just love it. I love the way they feel. I definitely think it's one of those things that everybody needs to pick up because you kind of have to see it to believe it because it does have such a different texture than anything else I've ever tried. This month I also have a new fragrance I've been loving, which is a bit of a surprise for me because I've tended to just stick to the same fragrances for quite a few years. I have my Justin Bieber Someday perfume and my Sarah Jessica Parker SJP NYC. But when I was at a MAC counter recently, I can't even remember what I was there for, I always saw this perfume kind of sitting on the counter when you're going to check out, and this time I just happened to smell it and I fell freaking in love. And it is the MAC Turquoise perfume, and it smells heavenly. It smells so good. I'm horrible at describing scents. I really can't tell you what the notes are. All I can say is it's fresh, clean, girly. It's got slightly, it has a slight sort of like male cologne scent to it. I know that sounds weird, but it just smells so good. I've been using it every single day since I got it. It's just, it's climbing up there with the Sarah Jessica Parker one. Possibly might beat it out as my all-time favorite perfume. We'll have to see. So the next time you're at a MAC counter, I definitely suggest sniffing this. It just smells so, so good. So my next favorite is not, I'm not going to say embarrassing, but it's definitely not a fun favorite, something I wish I didn't have to use, I guess. At the beginning of the month, I had the worst scalp psoriasis. My scalp was so red, it was coming off in like massive chunks. I know it sounds really disgusting. My sister would be like, okay, there's another one coming off there, and I'd have to like pick it out. It was so embarrassing, like I didn't really want to go out, especially because I have quite dark roots. You would really see this kind of white scalp. I went to my hairdresser. She ended up having to do a semi-permanent dye on my roots just because she didn't want to irritate it. She was like, this is really bad. I know. So when my sister was at the pharmacy earlier this month, I asked her just to ask the pharmacist if they had any recommendations, and they recommended this, which is the Nizoral Anti-Dandruff Shampoo. And this has really helped. It took a couple of weeks. I use it probably 4 to 5 times a week. It says about 3 times, but I was just using it as much as I could at the beginning. It doesn't smell amazing, and it's not a great lathering shampoo, so what I tend to do is put this kind of all over my scalp and then just use my regular shampoo kind of for the ends, just so they get clean and kind of nicely moisturized. But it has definitely helped. I might have a few kind of flakes here and there, but nowhere near as bad as it was, and I will definitely continue to buy this because I just have a feeling that winter is just going to be really harsh on my scalp. So my last favorite is a new product from Mary Kay, and it is their Skin Vigorate Cleansing Brush. And what it is sort of an inexpensive dupe for a Clarisonic. There are 2 different speeds. That's the slow, and then there's the faster one. Having tried the Clarisonic before, I have to say I almost like this one better. In fact, I think I do like this one better. It's a lot lighter, which is really great in terms of traveling. I'm definitely going to be taking this with me on my vacation. And the brush heads, it comes with 2, are a lot softer. So those with super sensitive skin might have found even the sensitive Clarisonic head to be quite harsh. This is not that way. It still gets a really good, powerful cleanse. As I mentioned before, I had a hormonal breakout at the beginning of the month, and this has cleared this up amazingly well and much quicker than usual. So it definitely gets a deep cleanse. You get a nice lather to it. It just doesn't feel as harsh, and I mean, the price difference is enormous. I can't remember the exact price on this. This was sent to me, but I believe it's under the $50 range. It might even be closer to like $30, $35, so that's definitely a huge price difference. So that is it for my monthly favorites. Be sure to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your monthly favorites were, if you've tried any of my monthly favorites, if you want to try any of them, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!